All right. So this is my fourth public update for my PR project that I've been doing for Felicity's Photo, that local photography company in Rexburg. So for this last little bit is kind of pushed to the end and are wrapping things up. A big focus has just been identifying challenges that we're facing, which come in the form of a few different things. Obviously, Rexburg's a big area with a lot of up and coming photographers. There's a lot of competition, for that entry level photography market. So with that competition comes that influx of prices, like trying to find the right price points to be able to still make money, but also to keep it low enough that you're attracting a new clientele. With that is finding the right locations, free locations, not having to open up your own studio. But when you're talking about going to locations, you're fighting the weather, all sorts of stuff. Not as big of a deal in the summer, but most of the year up here, we're not in the summer. So we're dealing with that kind of cold, warm, wintry weather. Along with that, when we're talking about these challenges and how to overcome everything, like still we're goes back to that key like principle that we're talking about is like marketing in this project. So we spent a lot of the time just identifying and going over just like the different communication vehicles that we're using for the project. A lot of just social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, whatever we can get our hands on, to be able to get the word out, to be able to produce content, in a way that will draw into those target audiences, the students on campus, the local families, really anyone in the community, that needs photos taken for really any reason. Along with that, with what we've been thinking about is just a way to evaluate it because everything's fine in theory, but how do we actually, see if any of this stuff is working? So we talked about just putting steps in place to be able to track progress, over some of the different communication vehicles we're using, as well as just the sheer number of clientele and money being made. Because at the end of the day, I mean, that's the biggest indicator if things are working. Do we have more business? Do we have more customers? So obviously that's going to be a thing, just like month over month, this tracking increases to see if what these steps we're taking, are actually going to help Felicity increase your clientele base. That being said as well, how effective is our social media? So we're going to be counting followers, views, likes, over various social media platforms as well. Felicity started, going over and just asking people how they heard about the business. Every time she's in taking a new client, and at those photo shoots, how did you hear about us? Was it word of mouth? Was it a friend? Was it social media? To try and identify how our clients are actually coming to us. Because that is going to help us identify, how we can best target those certain areas of the clients who are actually coming to us and actually needing those photos. And then, like I mentioned before, just compiling all this stuff that we've been talking about into that booklet, just that resource, that tool that she can have with her, to be able to know, these are the steps that we've taken before. So going forward, she'll know what we've done, what's been successful, and then moving forward and know in the future, what she can implement. So I've just been starting to compile all this research, just working through Canva, just making that layout of everything. But yeah, so far that is my project. Stay tuned for the final posting. That's coming up soon. It's amazing how time flies. Thanks so much, guys.